National Wealth Fund has relieved itself of its US dollar investments. It said the decision was partly based on the issue of sanctions being used against the country.
This is a meaningful decision. It's connected, among other things, with the threats of sanctions that we've received and perceive from the American leadership.
Well, that leaves the fund structure now 40% euro, 30% Chinese yuan, 20 gold, and the British pound and Japanese yen make up the rest. We got more insight on the move from economist Richard Wolff.
Moscow is doing it in part as a response to being the target of the sanctions, the target of lots of hostility, scapegoating Russia, China, poor immigrants into the United States has been a staple of American politics now for quite a while. In the international payments system, I think they're going to replace, they've already begun to take those steps, the SWIFT system that the United States dominates. And it's a very important step because one of the ways the United States has controlled and manipulated other societies has been by allowing or disallowing them to use the SWIFT system and also using the information that you get from the payments that go through SWIFT. If an alternative system were to develop, and if Russia and China were to monitor it, it would give every trading activity in the world an option they don't now have to escape U.S. sanctions and escape the U.S. monitoring what they're doing.
This is something that is pretty much, pretty much the way of the American government. Pretty much. This is the way they've acted. And Biden is the one that's going to be causing a lot of trouble because he's just doing what he is programmed to do. Okay? Which is to cause problems with people that he knows is going to cause a lot of problems for the U.S. And that's his job. That is his job. Okay? Either way, Trump or Biden, America is in trouble, and its citizens are in trouble. There's no other way around it. Russia is cutting the U.S. dollar from its $186 billion national wealth fund as Washington continues to impose sanctions on Moscow. The move was announced at the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum on Thursday by Finance Minister Anton Silovov. Like the central bank, we have decided to reduce investments of the NWF in dollar assets, he told reporters, according to the Reuters translation, adding that the NWF will instead invest in euro, Chinese yuan, and gold assets. The changes to NWF are expected to happen within the next month. Once complete, the share of euro assets in the fund is expected to stand at 40%, the yuan at 30%, and the gold at 20%. Meanwhile, the Japanese yen and the British pound will likely make up 5% each. Timothy Ash, senior emerging market sovereign risk strategist at Blue Bay Asset Manager, described the decision to ditch U.S. dollar assets as a very political and one that's meant to send a signal to President Joe Biden's administration ahead of the upcoming summit with President Vladimir Putin. The message is, we don't need the U.S., we don't need the transaction in dollars, and we are invulnerable to more U.S. sanctions. He said in a research note after the announcement, adding that it could be interpreted as a sign that Moscow is expecting more sanctions from the U.S. Oh boy. The Biden administration imposed a raft of new sanctions against Moscow in April over alleged interference with the 2020 election, a colossal cyber attack against U.S. government and corporate networks, illegal annexion and occupation of Crimea, and human rights abuses. The Russian government denies all allegations. I wouldn't be surprised if they had, human rights violations in Russia. I wouldn't be surprised. But Trump, loved Putin. Loved Putin. Loved him some Putin. Underpinned by money that Russia makes from oil, the NWF was initially designed to support the nation's pension system. It forms part of Russia's gold and currency reserves that totaled $600.9 billion on May 27th, according to Reuters. Elsewhere, Russia's central bank governor Elvira Nubilina told CNBC's Hadley Gamble, in an exclusive interview earlier this week that digital currencies will be the future of financial systems. I think it's the future of our financial system because it correlates with the development of digital economy, she said. Moscow published a consultation paper on a digital ruble in October and aims to have a prototype ready by the end of 2021. Pilots and trials could start next year, Nabila said. That could be a concern for the U.S., according to former U.S. Treasury official Michael Greenwald. What alarms me is if Russia, China, and Iran each create central bank digital currencies to operate outside of the dollar and other countries follow them, he told CNBC's Hadley Gamble on Wednesday. This could be alarming. Yeah, they won't need the U.S., all right? And that will affect the U.S., and other countries could do the same. That will affect a lot, and the U.S. dollar will be worthless, okay? Because you can't trade it with anything else. You can't trade it with other countries, all right? It's just more of an incentive for people to start stocking up on food, water, and foods that don't spoil easily, canned foods, canned goods. Okay, this is basically what it's boiling down to. Okay, and it's right before your eyes, people. We're in some hard times, and it's time to start preparing because slowly this country is going to be put in a position where anarchy is going to reign supreme, and it's going to be like The Walking Dead. This is the facts. All right. These are the facts. And a lot of countries are fed up with the American government. They're fed up. And the people are going to suffer. The American people are going to suffer for the sins of the American government. That's all I got to say for now. Tell me what you think in the comments. Like, share, comment, and subscribe later.